Hey guys, I got a little review here for you. I've been seeing these Lennox Metal Max wheels at Lowe's for a little while now. What this is a new product from Lennox. It's a metal cutoff wheel. It's meant for a standard 4.5-inch grinder. It says it's good for 1,000+ cuts. And right here in the fine print, it says that that number comes from the number of cuts it can make in 1-inch square tubing. And the design of it, let's go ahead and get it out of the package, is just a standard metal disc with diamond edging on it. And that's about it. Now, some problems I can already tell you with this wheel is, number one, the cost. This is a $14 cutoff wheel, okay? You're not gonna get 5 or 6 of these and have them in your toolbox for 14 bucks a piece. Now you got, let's say you get one, okay, and then you're working, you know, things are rattling around, whatnot, you drop your grinder, boom, you bend the wheel. You've got nothing, you're out. You're not cutting anymore because you broke your one $14 wheel. By comparison, this 5-pack of DeWalt wheels is 10 bucks. Now, these aren't the best wheels ever, but they're pretty decent. And they seem to stay together pretty good for every time I've used them. I've been happy with them, and you can pick them up at Lowe's every day. So that's one problem, is the price. Now, if this wheel were 5, 6 bucks, 7 bucks, and you get 2 or 3 of them, they might have something. So that's one problem I see is the price, and then if you bend it, you lost a bunch of money in one tool. I expect these little diamond edges here. See if I can show you that. I expect in the first 2 or 3 cuts for that stuff to start coming off. I expect this to be a wheel that I have to baby and be real ginger with, or it's gonna really tear itself up. May even have to use cutting oil, I don't know. We'll see. I don't expect it to be anywhere near 1,000 cuts. Maybe in thin stuff or copper or aluminum, but as far as what I'm gonna be cutting today, I don't expect it to hold up. I'm gonna be cutting an 1/8-inch angle iron today, building a welding table. I'm taking a frame for a ramp and reducing it in size, and that'll be the frame for the tabletop. Anyhow, the reason I'm recording at the coffee table instead of out in the shop is because it is so windy outside, you probably wouldn't be able to hear me. So I'm recording this kind of preface now at the coffee table. Then we'll go out to the shop and I'll start cutting, and we'll see how it actually performs. Now, what I do expect this thing to do that this doesn't do as well, or what I expect this to do better than that will do, is make a straight cut. Because it's a nice stiff metal wheel, I think the cuts will be more easily straight. What this won't do that this will do, sometimes you're cutting on a flat surface, you can kind of press on that grinder wheel. Probably not recommended, but you can, and you can make a pretty flat cut by bending these wheels. This, you're not gonna bend this. You're not gonna do that with this. It's not gonna bend at all until it, bends to destroy itself. So we'll see. Let's go out to the shop and see how she cuts. All right, guys, let's see how this thing does. So my grinder wants to shut down really quick when you're cutting with it. Like, it doesn't make a hole very big for itself. It does cut very well. See that sparkle? Pretty cool. Let's move to another cut. Makes a good looking cut. It's actually kind of cold too. It's not as hot as a typical abrasive cut. Yeah. So there you have it. It's a lot slower of a cut as well. I know some of those cuts look like they took a long time, and it is slower than a regular cutoff wheel, but I was cutting straight through the welds, taking this thing apart here. All right, guys, this is the 4th time I record the final thoughts on this blade. Not because I trip over my words or because I forget to say like the most important thing, which is normally why I record it 4 times. But in this situation, I'm really conflicted about the product. See, here's the thing. It says 1,000 plus cuts. I believe it'll do 1,000 cuts in 1-inch square tubing. So it does what it's advertised to do. It does make a cleaner cut. It does leave less burrs on the cut metal. It does make less dust. So it does what it says it's going to do. It does the job. Here's the problem. It cuts slower. It is prone to binding whenever you move the grinder ever so slightly. And I feel like that is ultimately bad for the grinder. I feel like this is a blade that if it were $7 or $8 would be a good tool to have just kind of as a backup. Or if you're going to do just some simple, straight, new material, nice, straight 90-degree cuts, maybe save your abrasive blades and go to this thing. But at $14 a piece, and for how the grinder is just really prone to bind up when using it, I don't know. It certainly, let's put it this way. It does what it's supposed to do. It just doesn't work metal the way I work metal. And because of that, I will probably never buy another one. Now that said, if you're using, if I was just fabricating something out of 1-inch, 3/4 inch square tube, 3/4 inch pipe, I don't know. Sure, yeah, maybe I'd think about using it if I had a bunch of cuts in something like that. But as far as working with 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch, 1/8 inch, 3/16 angle iron, this is outclassed. You're better off buying a Walter blade or really any other blade. Even the Warrior blades would be better than this for larger stuff. Now, the first thing that probably comes to mind, when you see it binding is, well, if it was in a nice controlled system like in a chop saw, then this would be great. This would be a great blade. Man, here's the thing. The chop saw, they make a chop saw blade, but it's $135. For $135, you can buy a whole Harbor Freight chop saw and a couple of packs of blades. That's a lot of money. If the blade was $50, I'd buy one for my chop saw. But at $135, it's going to sit on the shelf. I do like Lennox products, and like I say, this one really didn't disappoint in that it delivered on the promises made on the package. It disappointed in that it's just really not a usable tool for me. Now maybe you've used these blades and you like them, and maybe I just suck with a 4.5 inch grinder. If so, comment below. Tell me your thoughts. If you like the video, please hit like, and appreciate it if you subscribe. Thanks, guys.